Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inside Talk Show. I'm Carla Elizondo. Inside Talk Show, it's an inside job. We're living from the inside out, not the outside in. We're not a victim to circumstance. All of the reading we do is to prime our minds and to get us into the right mindset of how we can live from the inside out. We're continuing the reading of, oh, look at that green screen, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. And we are on chapter 10, Further Use of the Will. We're just a couple pages in. I did a lot of yapping yesterday, so we'll keep it going. To become really rich is the noblest aim you can have in life because it includes everything else. On the competitive plane, the struggle to get rich is a godless scramble for power over other people. But when we come into the creative mind, all this is changed. All that is possible in the way of greatness and soul unfoldment, of service and lofty endeavor, comes by the way of getting rich. All is made possible by the use of things. Remember, creative. Let's live in creativity, not in competition, not competing. Nothing is ever accomplished on the competitive plane, okay? If you do not have physical health, you will find that its attainment is conditional on your getting rich. Only those who are emancipated from financial worry and who have the means to live a carefree existence and follow hygienic practices can have and retain health. Moral and spiritual greatness is only possible for those who are above the competitive battle for existence. Let's just soak that in. Moral and spiritual greatness is only possible for those who are above the competitive battle for existence. And that's why it's important to understand we do live in a world. Remember, it isn't about the money. It's about what money can buy. Do I want the money? No, I want clothes. Do I want the money? No, I want food that the money will buy. Do I want the money? No, I want the house that the money will buy. We want the things. And money is the agent to which we get things in this life, whether it be an instrument, a paintbrush, a canvas, heat for your stove, food to cook on your stove. To survive, unless you have, dedicated your life to a life of solitude and living off of the land, that's one thing. But the majority of us don't. We do need money to get by. And it's saying, if we don't even have the basic needs, it's hard to be, in our highest spiritual essence, because if we're always worried or in fear about where the next meal is going to come from or how we're going to pay our bills, I'm sure a lot of us can relate. I sure can. I'm not at my highest creative potential when I'm worried about this or that, and it has to do with, finances. Get the basic needs. You don't have to be super uber rich. Just get your basic needs. Then you can, start that journey to be rich, which can bless all kinds of people, bring them up out of poverty and so on. You get what I'm saying. So moral and spiritual greatness is only possible for those who are above the competitive battle for existence. And only those who are becoming rich on the plane of creative thought are free from the degrading influences of competition. If your heart is set on domestic happiness, remember that love flourishes best where there is refinement, a high level of thought, and freedom from corrupting influences. These are to be found only where riches are attained without strife or rivalry by the exercise of creative thought. The truly wealthy people in every area, remember, it's not just financial, but health, love, relationships. Truly wealthy people, they're not afraid. They're not competitive. They're not always suspicious looking behind their back because they know there's more where that came from. They're easy. They're not on edge. They're not, easily flustered. When you're truly, truly abundant and rich, those are the easiest going people if you've ever been around them. So he's saying, freedom, these can be only found where riches are attained without strife or rivalry by the exercise of creative thought. I repeat, you can aim at nothing so great or noble as to become rich. You must fix your attention upon your mental picture of riches to the exclusion of all that may tend to dim or obscure your vision. I mean, Wallace D. Wattles wants us to be rich. He wants us to be rich. I loved another book. I think I mentioned it here already, from Khalil Rafati. His second book is called Remembering to Live, Lessons Learned from Crawling My Way Out of Hell. I think that's the subtitle. But he was saying how he struggled with poverty, and that poverty mentality, that he has to suffer, or that, riches and goodness and wealth just weren't for him. And a mentor of his kept telling him, or a friend, Khalil, God wants you to be rich. 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 And just him saying that reinforces and made me aware of my paradigm, thinking that there is some God outside of me that wants me to suffer, that wants me to sacrifice, that wants to punish me, that doesn't want me to be rich. To really lean into the opposing side of God wants me to be rich. The universe is for me. God is for me. Everything is working for me. I just have to get out of the way. Those nasty paradigms of limiting beliefs and punishment and all this superstitious outside God that wants to punish. It's like, wow. It just really was a eye-opening reminder that there's still places in my mind that believe those things. Because if I wasn't in fear, or if I wasn't in lack in any way, like, I would reach spiritual greatness, spiritual and moral greatness, and my life would show the fruits. I'm doing okay now, but I want to do better. We see people like Oprah, people like Elon Musk, people like Jeff Bezos, people that use their gifts and talents and don't get in the way. And then it just takes a whole new world of its own. I know people have different opinions about that, but results don't lie in the sense of wealth and abundance and what we can do to help, the charities that they donate to, the causes that they fund, the research, all this stuff. We have more power and more capacity, and it's none of our business what other people do with their money, but what we can do with our money, what we want to do with our money. Do you want to start a foundation? Do you want to open up a business? Do you want to donate? Do you want to start a school? I mean, it's just, the possibilities are endless. Okay. You must learn to see the underlying truth in all things. You must see beneath all seemingly wrong conditions. The great one life, ever moving forward toward you, toward fuller expression and more complete happiness. Let's just reread that. So he's saying, I repeat, you can aim at nothing so great or noble as to become rich. You must fix your attention upon your mental picture of riches to the exclusion of all that may tend to dim or obscure your vision. You must learn to see the underlying truth in all things. You must see beneath all seemingly wrong conditions the great one life ever moving forward toward fuller expression and more complete happiness. It is the truth that there is no such thing as poverty. There is only wealth. Some people remain in poverty because they are ignorant of the fact that there is wealth for them. These people can best be taught by showing them the way to affluence in your own personal practice, like we discussed yesterday from the book. Or was it 2 days ago, about not treating people who are in poverty or situations where they're poor like they are poor, because we're not. We're all rich, the potential, but our circumstances tell a different story. But we don't let circumstances dictate our thinking. So think of anybody you look at as rich, the potential. If you see anybody homeless, anybody down and out, anybody suffering in any way, see through all of that to the potential in them. Look at them, approach them, think of them as billionaires. It'll not only change the way you see them and the way you feel, but they'll feel it. People feel your energy. They feel what you think about them. They feel if you're judging them. They feel if you have pity on them. They feel if you feel sorry for them. Nobody wants pity. People want to be inspired. I'm sure, and it's happened for me, many of the times that I've been changed or inspired was simply viewing somebody, observing them and how they move and act and live, and thinking, wow, I want that. It wasn't through a lecture. It wasn't through some advice they were giving me or harping or trying to give me a book or blah, blah, blah. Simply being unattached to the physical circumstances and seeing past it to the potential. That is what's going to change. Okay. Others are poor because, okay, so it says some people remain in poverty because they are ignorant of the fact that there is wealth for them. These people can be best taught by showing them the way to affluence in your own personal practice. Get rich and be rich and act rich, wealthy in every way. And that will change more. Lead by example. That's what it is. Lead by example. Others are poor because they feel that there is a way out. Others are poor while they feel that there is a way out. They are too intellectually indolent to put forth the mental effort necessary to find that way and travel it. And for these people, the very best thing you can do is to arouse their desire by showing them the happiness that comes from being rightly rich. Remember, no one can change unless they want to, period. Others are poor, and it's not our job to change anybody. Others are poor because while they have some notion of science, they have become so swamped and lost in a maze of metaphysical and occult theories that they do not know which road to take. They try a mixture of many systems and fail in all. For those, again, the very best thing to do is to show them the right way in your own person and practice. I think a lot of people are in this third category. They're poor because they have some notion of science. They have become so swamped and overwhelmed and lost in the maze of all these books and teachings and, secrets and laws of attraction and vibration and manifestation. There's so many. They get lost in all of these theories that they don't know which to take, or they're doing all of them, or they stick to one for a week and then this doesn't work, they move to the next. Pick whatever resonates with you. What speaks to you? There's a teacher, there's a book, and it's not about reading them all and knowing it and being able to pop off at the mouth because you've read something or be in knowledge. Remember, that's ego. What are you drawn towards? Is there a teacher? Is there a mentor? Is there an idea, a book, a program? Go towards it, pick it, invest in yourself, stick with it until you get there. Forever, be a student. That's what I did. Trust me, I've read so many books, and it's everyone's journey. But if you're at a point where you're like, you know what, I've tried it all, this and that, take the leap. Invest in yourself. Put some skin in the game. It's the only thing that'll pin you down, because if not, you'll just keep running and you'll never get results. You'll never get results. Like I say, I teach an amazing 6-month program that I myself take and I'm still taking. If you want to join, call me, or just have any questions. If I can't help you, I will send you somewhere that can help you. How about them apples? Okay. So I think a lot of people are in this category. They just get mixed up with so many systems. They don't know which road to take. For those, they fail. We just have to practice through our person and what we do and how we live. An ounce of doing things is worth a pound of theorizing. I love that line. An ounce of doing things is worth a pound of theorizing. Like, remember, we can know something intellectually, the book knowledge. We can know something. Read the books, recite the books, take the tests. We can know something in our conscious thinking mind. We can know. But what do the results say? When you're around someone and their results aren't what you want, don't listen to them. Don't. And whatever results mean to you, whether it be the way they carry themselves, their confidence, the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they live, the way they work. What do you want? Who are you drawn towards? Who are you like envious of or jealous of? That's good. Go towards them. Take a deep dive. Remember, every emotion is just information of what's going on in here. Remember, emotions are in here. This is what runs our lives. So someone could be yapping, talking, and you're like, wow, they're really smart, but something just doesn't feel right. Something just doesn't add up. They might be putting on a good show out here, but the vibe, the feeling, the emotion that you're picking up through intuition, something's off. This has to feel right. This has to feel right. The opposite, you can be seeing someone driving up a beat up car, but you feel like, wow, they're on point. Go with that person rather than the person driving the Bentley that feels a little wonky. It's all about energy, all about emotion, all about vibes, vibration. And remember, vibration is just the expression of our emotions in our body, in our physical bodies. Okay, so the very best thing you can do, for the whole world is to make the most of yourself. The very best thing you can do for the world is make the most of yourself. We all have it in us. You know you have it. You might have gotten beat down or discouraged or think you lost the dream. No, my friend, you were given an assignment. And it's going to come at you whether you like it or not. You can serve God and your fellow humans in no more effective way than by getting rich. That is, you get rich by the creative method and not by the competitive one. Another thing, I assert that this book gives in detail the principles of the science of getting rich. You do not need to read any other book upon the subject. This may sound narrow and egotistical. However, there is no more scientific method of computation in mathematics than by addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. No other method is possible. There can be only one shortest distance between 2 points. There is only one way to think scientifically, and that is to think in the way that leads by the most direct and simple route to the goal. No person has yet formulated a briefer or less complex system than the one I am describing here. It has been stripped of all non-essentials. When you begin this method, lay all other aside. Put them out of your mind altogether. Read this book every day. Keep it with you. Commit it to memory. Do not think about other systems and theories. If you do, you will begin to have doubts and to become uncertain and wavering in your thought. Then you will bring negative thought to the formless substance. I'll leave it at that. We'll finish up tomorrow of chapter 10. So this is part 2 of chapter 10. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. Remember to stay mentally fit, find time to get quiet, and to listen to that still small voice, and trust yourself. Trust your gut. Trust your intuition. As always, I'm here for you. If you want to reach out, I offer free calls every single day. You can book it on the calendar that's in the link on the profile page. I would love to meet you, chat with you, answer any questions you have, and offer any services. If I would be a good fit for you to work together, I would love to. I have a really great group. Actors mainly, creatives, artists, entrepreneurs. I love actors. I love working with actors. So if you're an actor or you know anybody who is one, this work is paramount to success, not just in your work on the stage, but off stage as well, to truly be happy and enjoy and have that mindset to survive. Because the business, if you're in it, and to truly be happy and be that magical unicorn 1%, imagine getting all the stuff you want and not being able to enjoy it because there's still like ghosts, ghouls, and goblins nipping at your feet. You keep in that fear competitive mode. So, as always, have a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow.